Hey Canucks fans, welcome to another edition of Ask Me Anything. I'm Canuck Clay. I'm the founder of the GLCPC, the Good Looking Canucks Positivity Club. This is my Canucks take all in one take. It's Clay's Canucks commentary for Sunday, August the 22nd. If you're new, you know what to do. Hit the subscribe button for Canucks insight that's positive, timely, and trustworthy. As I've been doing for the past couple weeks now, I sent out the request for questions, not in yesterday's vlog, rather on my community page. And I really like that. It actually gives me something to do on that community page, and it's actually a little bit cleaner for me to separate the questions from the comments on yesterday's video. So I have about a dozen, maybe a couple less than a dozen to get through, and I hope you enjoy this edition, this weekly feature that I do on this channel. The first one is from C Edits. She's a franchise member. She says this: how many points do you think Hoglander can get this season, and where do you expect his game to improve? Great question. He basically went 1 point every 2 games. I think he had 27 points in 56 games last season. So let's say he's going to improve on that with a better team and maybe get a few more opportunities, perhaps on a power play or whatever. So I think that he's going to get, I'm going to say 45 points. He'll get 45 points in an 82-game season. Whether he plays all 82 games, we'll see. Because of health and injuries. But let's say 45 points is my prediction for Hoglander. Where do you expect his game to improve? On the defensive side, I think he's shown his offensive instincts. He's also got to show more consistency throughout the year, but that's because he was a rookie trying to figure out what's going on in his first season. So I think, if anything, it would be great if he improved on the defensive side of the game. That's everything from coverage to effort to winning puck battles. So that's what I hope to see from him. Noah says this: who would your next guy up be after McEwen and Highmore, those guys fighting for the 12th forward spot, out of Dowling, Patan, Bailey, DiGiuseppe, Dries, and Lockwood? I'm interested, intrigued by Lockwood for sure, but I think of all those guys, it might be DiGiuseppe actually. He got some decent time with the Rangers last year, so he would be my pick. And then after him, maybe Bailey ahead of Patan and Dowling and Dries. Bailey hasn't really shown well when he gets called up to Vancouver. But I'd say after McEwen and Highmore, who will be battling for 12-13 spot, maybe then you go DiGiuseppe, although I'm most intrigued by Lockwood. Fat Cat 97. How many points do you think Horvat will get now that he's no longer the shutdown center and Dickinson is? And how many points do you think Garland will get? Now, Fat Cat, I don't know if you're friends with Enzi, because we've had some pretty good, lively discussion on this topic. On Enzi thinks Horvat and Garland will get 70 points. I would love for that to happen. I just think that's a little bit too optimistic. So to answer your question, for Horvat, his career high is 61. Let's say he gets around that. So let's say 60 points for Horvat and between 65 and 70 for Garland, considering Garland had 39 and 49 with a bad Arizona team. So let's say 70 for Garland and between 60 and 65 for Horvat. Or if you want a good range for both. For Horvat, 60 to 65. For Garland, 65 to 70. When I say that, that sounds like a lot because, how many... between Besser, Pettersson, and Miller, Horvat, and Garland, are they all going to get plus 60 points? We sure hope so. Are they going to get plus 70 points? I think that's asking a little bit too much, and it might not be realistic. Brett G, who do you think will be the unsung hero on the team this year? Keep up the great work. Thank you, Brett. Appreciate that. It could be Jason Dickinson, because he's not as flashy as Garland, and Dickinson will likely start on the third line as the center, do some penalty killing, some tough matchups defensively. So I'm going to go with Jason Dickinson. I think another one, if you want to pick a guy from the blue line, maybe Travis Hamonic. He was my pick for unsung hero last season, and maybe Tucker Poolman might surprise some people actually. So in order though, I'll go Dickinson, Hamonic, and Poolman. Curtis says, do you think Demko can play like he did in the bubble for a full season? I really do, especially if he's got a guy like Halak who can take 1 out of every 3 starts and you don't have to worry about overworking Demko. I think he's got the mental, the physical tools. He's got the even keelness, the competitiveness, where I think that he can indeed recapture what he did in the bubble. Austin says this: how many wins do you think the Canucks will finish with this season? Oh, that's a good question. 82 games. I think the Canucks are going to be a playoff team at around 98 points. So 82 games, if they get 98 points, let's do this, on the fly. If they go 42, 30, and 10, 42, 84, that gets them only 94 points. So do they go 43, 30, and 9? 86 plus 9. Okay, that gets to 95. Okay, I need more. Maybe 44 wins. That seems like a lot. If they go 44... don't you love how I'm doing this, right in front of you? I'm sure this is very riveting. If they go 44, 30, and 8, 44, 30, and 8, that gets you 96 points. Maybe that's closer. Okay, so gosh, that seems like a lot, but I'm going to say 40. The Canucks get 44 wins. Actually, as I'm doing this, I'm just going to look at the standings from like the last time the NHL had a full season. So 2018-19 standings. And to get into the playoffs, here we go. To get in the playoffs in the Western Conference, you needed to have 43 wins in the Central or only 39 wins. Oh, yeah, but I think you're going to need about 93 points. Yeah, 95 points even. Okay, let's go with 43 wins then, because 45 seemed a little high. The Canucks will win 43 games. Related to that, Sion says, way too early Pacific Division standings. Okay, this is way too early. I agree with you. This is going to be a little optimistic maybe, and you guys might rag me for this, but I'm going Vegas 1, Vancouver 2, Edmonton 3, Calgary 4, LA 5, Seattle 6, Anaheim 7, San Jose 8. Seattle 6, that might seem really low. Some people are pegging them as a playoff team. I'm not convinced. I think Calgary's going to bounce back a little bit this year. I think Vancouver's going to bounce back. Edmonton's still good. Maybe not that good. Maybe that's a little high. And LA, I think it's going to be right in the bubble. So if I had to pick now, I'd go Vegas, Vancouver, Edmonton, Calgary, LA, Seattle, Anaheim, San Jose. Karan, which new player to the team do you think will have the biggest impact and why? And which new player are you most excited for? The player I'm most excited for is Conor Garland. I've started to watch some of his highlights, and that guy is good. That guy is fearless around the net. So I like Garland. Who do I think will have the biggest impact? Could be Garland, or it could be Oliver Ekman-Larsson, because we're going to need him to have a big impact, especially if he's going to eat up a lot of minutes. And we want him to regain his form from a few seasons ago. So biggest impact, Ekman-Larsson and Garland. Most excited for would be Garland for sure. Mango Yang Yan says, do you think the Canucks can be even better than the bubble run they had in 2019? I think they can do better in the standings, because for sure. And can they get as far as the second round? Yeah, I could see them winning their first round in the playoffs. But it's going to be the same thing. It's going to be having to face Vegas to get out of our division. So I think that's going to be tricky. But yeah, I think they can be better. But a lot of things got to go right. But Pettersson and Hughes and Demko, Besser, Miller, Horvat, they're all 2 years more experience. You have the new guys in Garland and Dickinson, and you have young guys that we didn't have 2 years ago, like Podkolzin and Hoglander. So yeah, I think they can be better. I truly do. All right, last question is from Enzi. Says this: what is your Canucks power play looking like? Mine is the Lotto line, Quinn Hughes and Garland, or OEL on right D. Yeah, I have a feeling that mine's pretty close, actually. You have the Lotto line, Quinn Hughes, and one of Garland or OEL. I don't think they go two defensemen on the power play, so I think Garland will be. I actually have a feeling that they're going to move Besser to the second unit. So then you can go on the first unit, you could go Horvat, Pettersson, Miller, Hughes, and Garland. And I think they do that because Miller is almost like the quarterback of the power play, so you're not going to move him. You're not going to take PD or Hughes off. So that's already 3 spots. I love the way that Horvat can win draws and be in the middle in the bumper. So that's 4, and then it's one of Garland or Besser. So I think they try the new guy there, Garland. So then that means your second unit could be up front. Do you want Dickinson on there winning draws? He's not the best faceoff, but you could go Dickinson, Podkolzin, Besser, and Pearson, and then one of OEL or Myers on, or Rathbone even on the blue line. So let's say the blue liner for purpose of the discussion is OEL. So then 4 forwards, I would go Dickinson, Pearson, Besser, and Hoglander and Podkolzin, and you could bring in Hoglander instead of Pearson. So I think, now that I think about it, if they're changing on the fly, you might not need Dickinson out there. You could go Podkolzin, Hoglander, Pearson, and Besser. But then, is that too much inexperience? I think that'd be kind of exciting, actually. Or maybe Podkolzin doesn't get a look yet, and maybe, actually, this is what it is. It could be Dickinson, Pearson, Besser, and Hoglander as opposed to Podkolzin. So there's some combinations and permutations for you to sift through there. So you guys, thanks a lot for the great questions once again. I really appreciate it. And remember, no live stream tonight. That's why I did it last night, because I'll be out of town, but still be checking in with a vlog or two every day, hopefully, while I am out of town. So thanks again for your questions. I appreciate it. And leave a comment below and let me know what you think of my answers. Shout out to my Hall of Fame members, Jens95, Sim Alexander, Just Incredible, nucksfan number 29, Lucas Gates, Chris Seifried, Adam Broomfield, Shea Family Channel, Shannon Hollingworth, and Andrew Chang. Thanks for your support as always, and thanks to the support of all members of all levels. You are listed in my video descriptions. If you want to become a member of the CCC Crew, press the join button underneath this in my videos or on the memberships tab on my YouTube channel. Okay, friends, this Sunday, so a week from now, massive live stream. Still doing it at 10 p.m. Pacific, but going to make 4 or 5 announcements that directly affect the future of this channel. So I hope that you will join me for that. I'll remind you a few times prior to Sunday for sure. But for today, leave a comment. Let me know your reaction to any of my answers to any of your questions. Thank you for submitting them. Subscribe if you'd like to. Like this video if you'd like to. Become a member of this channel if you'd like to. And leave a comment below. I'd love to know what you thought of my answers. Stay safe, stay healthy. Take care of yourselves and take care of each other. Have a great day. God bless. And go Canucks go.